Pretty much a response video to a couple of videos I saw, Everett's vlog and a Matt video. I've also been arguing with Laura Lael all day in the comments on the, whatever it was, something 9 video. And I saw Dario's video on death, and that's sort of an interesting subject too. And maybe I can push this into that somehow, but we'll see if we get there. Alright, anyway, Everett's vlog, he made a video basically, you know, this stupid thing, the self doesn't really exist kind of bullshit, and he threw the word, you know, feelings in there. Like, you know, it's one thing to call our thoughts an illusion, or what we conjure out of our imagination. I mean, obviously, if we imagine a brain, the brain we imagine isn't feeling or thinking, you know, doing actual work. You know, but the fact that we feel is something, is a sense, you know, it's a thing, a phenomenon created by a different part of the brain. It's not the same thing. You don't imagine a feeling. You can't even do it. All right? I mean, you get this, oh yeah, I remember that pain thing, sort of, maybe. But you can't regenerate it. It's a completely different process. So you shouldn't throw the one in with the other. And you know, then Matt and they just take this no I thing, no controlling I. I mean, obviously there's no person inside our head being a person and making decisions. Our brain makes decisions. Subconsciously, it makes choices and decides what words are going to come out of my brain, my mouth. I didn't decide any of this shit. It's coming out of the reflexes, out of the routine. It's learned. This is who I am by reflexive learning process over, you know, the time of my life. And so this is how it learns how to be me. Okay, my brain has learned how to do that. The reflexes have programmed that as the program. I mean, it's not that complicated. So yeah, there's nothing controlling it. It's the reflexes that have decided what the reaction's going to be. I mean, it's like any other bunch of reflexes. It's just learned programming over time. So yeah, there's no me, but there's a big difference between a conception we have in our head, something we attempt to visualize, or words, and feelings. They're two different things. They just can't be, you know, they both happen in the brain, but you can't smash them into one. They really aren't the same thing. So I guess there's not much to say on that subject. I mean, it's really not that complicated. Of course, Matt got to make it more complicated, so he brings up the ego and all this other crap, and it's, you know, it's just you know, it doesn't go anywhere. It's just nonsense, and has to throw in that, you know, like we're all solipsistic or something, you know, because we actually believe it's a material universe, and that you happen to have a material brain to be you. You know, I think he still thinks that, you know, somebody could extract bits and pieces of his brain, and they wouldn't be extracting him. But whatever. It's just stupid. So I guess we can throw, well, you know, whatever. What's his face has always been a little bit wacky. Everett's vlog, he's always had some sort of phantasmagorical, you know. I mean, he's really a, he's not, I don't know if he's a nihilist by title, but, you know, he's always had a very narrow perception of the universe. It's like whatever he feels, then he understands it. If he doesn't feel it, he doesn't understand it, which is a little bizarre. So it's easy enough to write some of these people off. Laura Lael, I was a little surprised by her, but I mean, you know, I'm arguing the text about her, about the difference between sex and procreation. I mean, she wants to tie these two things together. Well, you have to have sex to have babies. Well, it doesn't have anything to do with the decision to have babies. You can still have sex without having babies. You know, no problem. So it's an overt, deliberate decision when people say, yes, I will allow a baby to be the product of my sexual adventures. That's a willful decision. So, you know, the bottom line is it's getting to the point of that we don't have to reproduce. I mean, yeah, we need to have sexual comfort, and we need to feed ourselves, and we need to feel good about living. But the crap that's a real problem, the reproducing shit, we don't have to do that. I mean, that's just indulging some little wacky ego desires that people have. I mean, they want to see a little them running around. They want to show something off to the neighbors. Like, look, my baby's better than your baby bullshit. You know, that has nothing to do with satisfying some real need. That just has to do with that ego game. keeping up with the Joneses kind of bullshit. I mean, if you want to take care of something, there's lots of shit to take care of in this world. If you want some love and all that crap, get a dog. Do something else besides fuck around with a human life. And they all talk about how they're willing to take the risk, and they're completely separating themselves from the fact that they're not the one taking the risk. It's the damn asshole that gets born, like me, you know, who figures out when they're 10 years old that their mother's a dumb slut because it doesn't make any goddamn sense. And so now they're here, they're full of desire, and they gotta say, well, I'm here, I'm on the ride, I guess I might as well ride it, but what the fuck? I don't want to be here. It's a stupid ride, the whole stupid thing sucks. You don't want to make a big scene about it, but yeah, you also don't want to play the game either. So you're just stuck in some fucking goddamn purgatory because some other asshole thought you were just going to be thrilled with this gift, and you can't return it, and you got to pay taxes on it for the rest of your life. What kind of gift is it that, you know, somebody has to pay for it? And that's the game here. This isn't free. This is like giving somebody something where, you know, it's $10 off something they got to pay $40,000 for. It's like, you know, it's like giving them a, I don't know, a Jaguar with a coupon that they, you know, yeah, the mirror is free, but the rest of the car you got to pay for the rest of your life. So yeah, give me a Jaguar mirror, but yeah, the rest of the car is my problem. It's just bullshit. And that's, I'm going to start emphasizing in my videos, but it's probably nothing more important to get the idea of having kids out of people's minds. So I can get to one person who was thinking about, yeah, I'm going to have kids. And I can help them understand that it's a risk you have no right to take with somebody else's welfare. Then great, I've accomplished something, because that's the real game here. You fucktards want to play your crazy ass game, go ahead and play it. It's injecting it into the future that pisses me off. It's your will to take risks with the future. All right, if you can't guarantee the future, you got no business playing this fucking game. You know, I mean, unless you can be guaranteed the asshole's going to be just as stupid as you are, you know, and just as gullible to fall for this fucking false paradise, this Dollywood nonsense, then yeah, you got no right to drag the person through the damn gates. You know, no right at all. Especially when there's the risk that somebody's going to be outright allergic to it. You know, it's just going to be, you know, the whole existence is going to be obnoxious, like some kind of elephant man, or somebody who's chronically depressed or manic depressive, or, you know, institutionalized even. What the fuck right do you have to impose that shit on some other consciousness? Fucking bags of shit. Alright, now to get to Dario's video about death. You know, who cares about the death part? To me, the game is the dying part. I mean, fuck. You know, you don't do that right, it's really going to suck hard. You know, I mean, life doesn't just kill you. I mean, sometimes it kills you hard, and that's pretty fucking scary. Being dead, though, yeah, that, so whatever. You know, big deal. But the thing that people have to, you know, the thing that scares me most about it is the fact that, yeah, even when I'm done with this bullshit and I'm out of here, I'm not really out of here. I mean, I don't think people fully understand that's the implication of life. This consciousness thing isn't, it sort of goes back to Everett Vlogs video and Matt. You know, consciousness is something we share. I mean, consciousness is sort of common. It's not common in the, it's all the same sense. You know, I mean, it's unique personality, but the substance of it is the same. And so the reality of it is the same. So the experience is the same. It doesn't matter whether it's happening to you individually or it's happening to the guy right next to me individually. What difference does it make? It's the same. It's consciousness being fucked. I mean, so you can imagine the scenario anyway. Like, say I'm sitting here and somebody else is sitting here, and one of us is going to get run over by a train. It really doesn't matter which one of us it gets run over. The experience is going to suck for either one of us. And so when you inject this thing into the future and you provide nothing, I mean, we've just mortgaged the future. We've given the future shit for a start, and you know, as an economically, and philosophically, we've given them shit. We give them 2,000-year-old gods and nature gods and phantasmagorical and, you know, bullshit ludicrous gods and the rest of it. We're not giving them anything. We're not guaranteeing them anything. Nothing at all. And they're us, essentially. And that really pisses me off, that you fucktards are playing with me. You know, you're not playing with your life, you're playing with my life in a way. I have a stake in this consciousness thing too, just as much a stake as you do. So I mean, like I said, if you want to play with fire, why should I get burned? I mean, it's that simple a scenario. I mean, until you can guarantee you're only going to burn your own kind, only consciousness is only masochistic lunatics like yourself, well then fine. If you masochists want to go burn yourself to pieces, that's fine. But keep me the fuck out of it. Because then it becomes sadistic. Then it becomes you're just discounting my welfare and saying I'm just going to love playing this game again. Well, fuck you. That's not going to happen. The reality is that in the next generation there's going to be another fucktard just like me saying the same goddamn shit and saying, why the fuck do you keep doing this? Why do you keep perpetuating this insanity? You don't have to. You know, you can fuck everybody any way you want to without having kids. You can, you know, eat steak and drink and be merry and do all that crap. Why the fuck do you got to keep perpetuating this insidious game? And it is insidious when you look at the root of it. When you look at the whole thing, it's a piece of shit. It's like nature. Yeah, it's got some pretty colors on the outside, but as soon as you start lifting up some rocks, you're not going to see pretty things. You're going to see a lot of ugly fucking shit. You know, it's just all propaganda bullshit. So stop it. Knock it off. Quit it. Fuckers.